Hello all, it's a pleasure to be with you this evening and speak on the topic Passion for a Neuro-Affirming Future. Thank you so much to NeuroPride Ireland for their fabulous festival and the amazing events that are taking place this week and next. I'm so excited to hear from the speakers this evening, and the ones that have gone before me, I'm already inspired, so thank you so much for that. My name is Nicole Lonican, the founder of the Disability Participation News Hub, ADHDer, a mammy, and a recent law graduate. I started the Disability Participation News Hub in June, having spent the past year working with disabled persons organisations, or DPOs, and other civil society organisations who were all working towards the implementation of the UN CRPD in Ireland. My role involved coordinating a network all about consultation, capacity building, and the participation of disabled people, particularly through their DPOs. Once this network wound up, I knew that there would be a gap in information sharing and capacity building, especially for DPOs who are largely unfunded and run by volunteers. This is where the News Hub was born. And here is where I will delve into the invaluable work of DPOs and why the News Hub will always be a promoter and supporter of them, exclusively sharing their work as the representative organisations of disabled people. DPOs are led, directed, and membered by disabled people. They are human rights based and can represent one impairment or many. Along with their advocacy work, DPOs can be spaces to celebrate culture and community. Under the UN CRPD, DPOs are specifically named as the representative bodies of disabled people. This challenges the status quo where disability organisations and service providers would assume the role and voice of advocates for disabled people. The UN CRPD now demands that disabled people, through their collectives, should lead the way when it comes to the implementation of the rights the Convention sets out. The UN CRPD champions the co-creation of law and policy with disabled people through their DPOs to ensure an authentic and representative voice in all matters concerning disabled people. Being part of a DPO sounds great, right? They are great, but there are also challenges to running a DPO, especially in Ireland. DPOs in Ireland do not receive specific funding, resulting in organisations struggling to get set up, legally established, and stay running. Many organisations are led by volunteers also working full-time jobs. There is no registry of DPOs in Ireland, meaning that public bodies who want to include them in consultations do not have access to an up-to-date list of DPOs. This sometimes results in the exclusion of and frustration for DPOs who must now compete with larger, well-established organisations, some of whom might be service providers or other non-DPOs. Many public bodies are only now becoming aware of DPOs and their obligations towards them. As more requests come in from these public bodies, we need to make sure that DPOs have the capacity to undertake these requests. They need funding, capacity building supports, recognition, and accessible spaces to contribute. These reasons and others are why DPOs need your support. Your voice within a collective is essential. It is what creates an authentic collective and ensures that your voice will be part of advocacy at a local and national level. Your skills will support your DPO to grow and ensure that the load is carried equitably. Your collective lived experience translates into changes in law and policy, creating a better and fairer future for disabled people. So, circling back, the Disability Participation News Hub will always be a space to promote DPOs and the participation of disabled people. We deliver a newsletter each week, which includes live consultations, a DPO news section, so you can keep up to date with all the various DPOs across the country, UN CRPD updates at home and abroad, participation opportunities, weekly disability news roundups, and more. The News Hub is unfunded, run voluntarily, and the newsletter can be accessed for free. The aim of the newsletter and the News Hub is to support DPOs and disabled people, as well as allies and public bodies, to build their capacity on these topics and ease the burden when it comes to researching and opportunities to participate in law and policy development in Ireland. So if there's anything I hope you take away from today, I hope I got you curious about DPOs. I hope you look them up, check them out, and consider joining or supporting them. I hope that when TDs start calling around, you might feel comfortable telling them about the importance of DPOs and the challenges facing them. A neuro-affirming future can only be achieved with the inclusion of neurodiverse DPOs and neurodivergent individuals. Thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you so much, Nicole. Now, I do have a question that came in, and that was how can people support the work of the Disability Participation Hub? I know you talked a bit about it, but
I know I'm terrible at promoting myself, so I should have been like, subscribe. I I can put a link in the chat if that doesn't disrupt anybody's accessibility needs this evening, or I can send you the link to you guys if you want to send it out. But you can subscribe, and we're on X, LinkedIn. What else are we on? Just subscribe, I would say, and you will get your weekly newsletter every week. And also send in news if you have news, or if there's something you're really curious about. Like we do sections on what a DPO or a DPRO is, and we'll have the units for PD and focus coming up and stuff like that. So yeah, just subscribe, share the word, spread the word.